What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It is now officially my favorite time of the year. Now, originally I wasn't going to start this until next week, but looking at the NBA calendar, it actually makes sense to go ahead and just start this now. You might be wondering what I'm talking about, or maybe you know because of the title of the video, but welcome to the offseason rebuild series where we're going to rebuild every single team, kind of predict what they're going to do in the offseason and do it as realistically as I possibly can. And of course, today, we got to start with one of the worst teams, that being the Detroit Pistons. They're one of the worst teams last year. They brought in Monty Williams and made all these new moves, and I thought they'd maybe be a little bit better than they are. I didn't know they'd be this bad. I don't think anyone really thought they'd be this bad, but here they are. They have a lot of good young talent, a lot of things to be excited about, but this team just isn't where they want to be whatsoever. So today, in this offseason rebuild, I'm going to take over and do my very best to finally put this Pistons team back on the map where they rightfully belong. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it, especially drop a like if you're excited about the offseason series, man. It's always my favorite time of the year. Like I said, we do this literally every year, all 30 teams. And then once we get to like May 12th, that's when the draft lottery starts. We'll have some draft lottery rebuilds that we're in for a very, very good summer, basically. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you wanted to see a lot of content coming from me, because we got a lot of things planned here. But let's talk about the Pistons. Let's start with them. So obviously, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, and Asar Thompson's kind of the top young core that they have. They do have some other pieces like Isaiah Stewart, running Quentin Grimes from that trade with the Knicks. Got Sasser they drafted as well. So there's a lot to be excited about here. It just didn't turn into a very good year for them. They paid Monty Williams to come in and try to turn things around. It didn't work. Of course, it just didn't work. So we are going to have our work cut out for us today. Thankfully, this is a young team, and what we know about 2K is they love young rosters. But I feel like the Detroit Pistons are going to try to be as competitive as possible next year. I don't think that's a terrible thing either, because they do have a really good young core as it is. So I don't know if adding another young player is going to do much. I think you could bring in some veterans, maybe some like 25-year-olds who are borderline veterans, and see what you can do from there. So that's what we'll go ahead and do. We're going to simulate to the end of this season. There's only 4 days left, or 4 games left for this Pistons team. So let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, and let's see where we end up. Obviously, we're not going to play in, so I don't know why I'm asking where we're going to end up. We're going to be in the lottery. So everyone is healing up at the end of the season. Obviously, this does not matter. Side note, by the way, if you are using Start today, make sure, I tell people this every year, make sure once you get towards like the last game of the regular season, make a file and turn off autosave. That way we can come back to it, because it feels like every year Start Today crashes and it's like down for a while, which is why I'm always able to play it, and people are asking, how are you still using Start Today? Side note, I'll keep reminding you about that, by the way. But here's your NBA teams. Not that this really matters for us today. Let's go ahead and see who wins the championship real quick, and then we can get into the good stuff. That being obviously where we end up in the lottery. That's the most important part. Where do the Pistons end up in the lottery? They got screwed last year. They dropped down to 5. I think they're like top 3 odds, obviously. Nuggets, Bucks, and the Bucks going to win the championship. So despite their struggles of late, Damian Lillard and Giannis get themselves a championship, which is nice. I'm rooting for the Bucks, man. I'm a part-time Bucks fan, but man, they've been brutal lately. All right, let's get in the lottery. That's where it's all going to start, right? Let's get straight into the lottery, and then we can obviously get rid of all these as well. But let's get straight in the lottery, because that's where it's all going to begin for us. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a tool like this is so clutch to finding great plays in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. For instance, there is a great play on the board at the moment with Mason Gillis, under 5.5 points. Obviously the national championship is tonight for the men's college basketball. I got Purdue going up against UConn, which is going to be a very fun game. I've had a lot of fun watching March Madness of late. That's besides the point. But every single book is heavily favoring the under on Mason Gillis's points. So basically, you find this play without having to do any research. You don't have to open a bunch of tabs or do anything else. There's some other examples here on the board as well. You got some like baseball. There's no NBA on tonight, so unfortunately we won't see any NBA plays here. But Zach Edey under 24.5 points. You got some books listing at 23.5, and they're even favoring the under of 24.5. You have Bovada at minus 160 odds to go under 24.5, which is pretty insane. So if you want to check out this tool, links in the description. Use code Crushables, 25% off your first month. And of course, I'm using this tool to find good plays on like PrizePicks and another app I'll talk about in a second. Of course, PrizePicks, it's a DFS app. Use code Crushables, match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. The way it works, they have all kinds of sports and stats to choose from. Between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. So again, there's all kinds of sports to choose from. They have baseball, college basketball. So if you go to college basketball tonight and you want to go over on Zach Edey's rebounds and assists, you can do so. If you want to go over Klingen's points, you can do so. Use code Crushables, like I said, match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Gives you an extra sweat with Watch Sports. I absolutely love it. Absolutely recommend Prize Picks. Another app I actually love is Dabble. Dabble is a really cool app as well because one feature they have that no other app has is you can copy people's entries with a click of a button. It's actually kind of cool. So like you don't even have to make your own entries on here. Copy people's entries, submit it. It's that simple. They even offer it up to an 1,000x payout if you're lucky enough to go 12 for 12 on a parlay, which would be pretty insane. But if you want to check out Dabble, also use them. Use code CRUSH10. All links to these, by the way, are in the description below. Check all these out. They give you $10 just for signing up over on Dabble. It's a free $10. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. All right, so here it begins, the draft lottery process. So we are projected the best odds at #1 overall. The Knicks obviously have our pick, but it is protected. So I'm a little worried about this. Obviously, usually if you're projected #1, you don't stay at #1. So let's see what happens. We are going to drop to 5 once again. I think the Pistons had the best odds last year. I mean, top 3 odds are the same, obviously. We dropped to 5 again. What a disaster that is. Atlanta jumps to 1. That's crazy. Hawks or Spurs 2. Blazers 3. Damn, that sucks. So we are going to be drafting at 5. Despite being 5, we can still get a good player here. Staff signing Monty Williams, of course, not going to fire him. I think that would be a lot. That would cost some owner a ton of money if they fired him. I don't think you fire him after 1 year. Obviously, it hasn't gone great, but I think you wait it out. If it doesn't go good next year, then maybe you could talk about firing him, but I definitely think you give him another year at least. So let's find a wing whisperer, and then we could get straight into the draft. As I mentioned, we already have a lot of young players as it is. So, like, yeah, we could go ahead and, in theory, trade this 5th overall pick and try to bring in a superstar right away. But I think when you have a top 5 pick, I definitely think you draft. Like, I think that's the best thing to do here. Although this draft class is considered weaker than others, I still think you definitely draft. Because sometimes, 2013 was considered a bad draft class. And, you had, like, Giannis come out of that draft. So, 5, 19, and 22. I don't think there's anybody I'm, like, looking to get off this team right now. So, I think we could just simply draft at, 5. I don't know what this team truly needs. I mean, they kind of have a starter in every spot, technically. I mean, I could see a future where maybe Jaden Ivey isn't on this team because they don't think Cade and Jaden Ivey fit the best or whatever. Like, we'll see what we decide to do, but let's jump in and let's draft at 5. So '1 is going to go Zach Rosaccia. He goes to Atlanta. #2 is going to go Nikola to the Spurs. #3 is going to go Stephon Castle, and they're going to have Alex Sarr going to the Wizards. And then at #5, we have Jacoby Walter, we have Cody Williams, we have Montes Bazelis, Robert Dillingham, Reed Shepard, Donovan Clingan. A lot of interesting options here. And it feels great that I've actually been watching college basketball because I know a little bit more about these players. So Jacoby Walter is great. I didn't realize, by the way, some people roasted me in the last video. I didn't realize this was supposed to be Dalton Connect. I thought it was like another player named Dalton Knight, but apparently this is Dalton Connect. So my bad, okay? I did not realize it's Dalton Connect. The reason why it's not his last name because 2K has a stupid profanity thing where if you try to put it Dalton Connect, it would say that it's like profanity, which is really dumb, which is why the draft class creators have to misspell names, which is really annoying. I really feel for them having to do that crap. But I think we obviously are going to be drafting up here. So who do we want? We got Cody Williams, we got Bazelis, we have Rob Dillingham. I definitely think I'm leaning towards Cody Williams. I think if we can bring in another wing here, I think Cody Williams would be the right pick. Or Ron Holland wouldn't hurt either. Either way, I think you're feeling pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take Cody Williams with #5 out of Colorado. Bring him in, and then we can go and draft in the 2nd round. Although I'm not going to know a lot more about these guys. And I don't know if there's a name I recognize here. I know Terrence Shannon was pretty damn good for Illinois. So I guess we could, take him or whatever. So since I know who he is, and I'll let the CPU draft the other one. So we get a 77 overall Cody Williams out of the draft. Not too bad. And then we get Terrence Shannon 2nd round, and then Alex with the other pick, which I'll go ahead and sign both of them. Can I give them 2-way? Yes, I can. So we can do 2-way on both of them. Nope. We'll sign Terrence Shannon to the active roster. I guess I can't do a 2-way on him. Whatever. It's fine. Player options, Jalen Duren. I don't understand why 2K automatically is like, hey, you should just decline Jalen Duren. Does not make any sense to bring him back. I don't get it, 2K. Please fix that. It's so dumb. Like, Duren enters free agency every time. And there's no way on this planet Earth that the Pistons are just going to decline his team option and let him walk in free agency. It literally makes no sense. Whatever. By the way, qualifying offers, Malachi Flynn, who just had a 50-point game the other night. I guess we're going to go ahead and extend the qualifying offer for him. Simone got traded here as well, so we'll go ahead and extend an offer on him. And James Wiseman will do so as well. Free agency. Let's see. So LeBron James is a free agent. Of course, we could have drafted Bronny to try to convince LeBron to come to Detroit. We do have money to sign a name if we want to. So what if we look at this roster? We have Cade and Marcus Sasser, which I'm cool with. I think that point guard rotation is great. Shooting guard rotation, Quentin Grimes, Jaden Ivey. I don't mind that either. I mess with it. So I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is. We just drafted Cody Williams. We have Asar Thompson. So I don't mind that as well. Isaiah Stewart. That's where I'm kind of like, okay, maybe we definitely need a power forward on this team. So I think that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. If like there was any position that I'm like looking at and saying, hey, Detroit needs this, it'd be a power forward. I don't know if I love Isaiah Stewart as a starting 4. So I think that's where we lean towards. So what we got is options. LeBron James, of course, is there. Paul George is there. But again, I'm trying to be as realistic as I possibly can here. DeRozan, yeah, he's 34 years old. I don't know if I love that. Siakam, I think he goes back to Indiana, but maybe you could poach him from the Pacers. OG Anunoby goes back to the Knicks. And then we get to the point where you have like Tobias Harris, who was a Piston for like a short time, like not very long. I think he played like, he played like a season and a half there. Blake Monk, not a power forward. Amanda Quickly, Klay Thompson, Oubre, Buddy Hield, Russell Westbrook. And then the best power forward, most realistic power forward option I'm seeing so far. And I have brought him in a video before, don't get me wrong, but I still think this is the most realistic possibility for Detroit. Miles Bridges, of course, from Michigan State as well. I know Charlotte might re-sign him, and that definitely is possible. But I feel like the Pistons could throw him a lot of money, and maybe Charlotte's willing to offer whatever Charlotte or whatever Detroit would offer. But this would be the kind of power forward you would need to, make your roster better than what it is right now. So I definitely think this is realistic. I definitely think this is super realistic. I definitely think the Pistons could throw it back at Miles Bridges. And let's say it's like what Jeremy Grant kind of got, and this would be a lot of money. But this is the kind of money Detroit has to throw around in order to sign guys like this. So I am going to go ahead and sign Miles Bridges to a big contract. Like I said, I have brought him in the Pistons video before, but looking at all these options in free agency, I still do believe that Miles Bridges is the most realistic option here. 26 years old, would be a veteran who borderline fits the timeline still as well. So I'm going to offer him a ton of money, and we'll see if Charlotte is willing to, which they're not going to in 2K, but in real life, if this were to occur, I wonder if Charlotte would be willing to offer that amount of money to Miles Bridges. I don't know if they would or not. And we do need a backup center as well. That was definitely important, unless we bring back Wiseman, which is still possible. But if we want to move on from Wiseman and go somewhere else, Wiseman wants $31 million. Okay, yeah, we can renounce Wiseman. That's way too much money. But Isaiah Hartenstein, $17 million, which isn't crazy. We could bring Drummond back to Detroit. We got Jalen Smith, DeAndre Jordan, Drew Eubanks, Duop Reith. Okay, so looking at these options, of course, we're not going for Claxton. I think I kind of like the idea of a reunion with Detroit with Drummond. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to bring back Drummond to Detroit, and we're signing Miles Bridges. We're bringing back Drummond. And then we're absolutely renouncing James Wiseman based off the amount of money he's asking for. So yeah, he can go. But yeah, that will be our free agency. Drummond and Miles Bridges. We're giving a lot of money to Miles Bridges to bring him in. But again, I just still think it makes a ton of sense for Detroit to overpay him and bring in someone that could help out this team right away. He would definitely do that. So we kind of have a full rotation as it is now. We bring back Malachi Flynn. We got a couple guys we can send down the G League. Got Troy Brown Jr. as dip. So yeah, this team is in a good spot. I think that was a pretty successful offseason. And we'll wait for Flynn and Simone to come back, which I do want to bring both of them back. So Flynn, again, just had a 50-point game for this team. So I'll re-sign him to a nice little contract for depth. May not ever get minutes, but for now he'll play a little bit. And then Simone, I think will come back to his qualifying offer. Let's take a look and see. So he wants $8 million. We'll go ahead and give him a 1-year deal as well. So Simone, welcome back. And we got Tosan coming back as well. And here is what player progression is looking like after everything that is all said and done. So Cade is up to an 88. Yeah, Ivy up to an 82. Star up to an 82. Miles Bridges up to an 82. Sasser up to a 78. Stewart up to 78. And Grimes up to a 77. So this team in a very, very good spot. I really like where we're at now. So this team has gone from bad to what can we be next year? What is going to be our ceiling next year? I do believe we could be a play-in team with what we've brought in. We bring in Cody Williams, bring in Miles Bridges. Pretty successful offseason if you ask me. Now, does this end up being a play-in team? Obviously, we'll see. We'll see if that is the case. We do have to cut one player. I do believe that's going to have to be probably this guy, just because we drafted the other two. We'll send we'll see what we got to do as far as G League is concerned. So practice going to last 19. Proficiency is 4-star. Pace and space. Do we be a 4-star anywhere else? No. So we will leave it at pace and space. So here is what your starting 5 will look like. We will run a 10-man rotation because I believe we do have 10 players that can play some minutes. So I'm also going to shrink the bench utilization down to like 60. But here is your rotation. So it's Cade, Ivy, Asar, Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren, Andre Drummond, Fontecchio, Isaiah Stewart, Sasser, and then Quentin Grimes. So that leaves Cody Williams out of this rotation. And then it leaves like Terrence Shannon. So I mean, I'm okay with Cody Williams not getting minutes right away. He is the 5th overall pick. Jarris Walker, of course, hasn't really gotten minutes either, so like it's possible. But if you send him down to the G League, he's gonna be very, very good next year. So it doesn't suck to not have him play. Do we send the 19-year-old? Do we send Terrence Shannon down? I think we send the 19-year-old down because I think Terrence Shannon, we already kind of have a backup shooting guard probably for the future, and Quentin Grimes. So I think we're fine with just developing the other guy because we don't know how long Drummond or I guess Isaiah Stewart will be here. But this will be a rotation. And I'm going to give Miles Bridges maybe a few more minutes. Other than that, though, I'm cool with what we're going to be rolling with. We'll see if this ends up being a playing team this year. I'm definitely curious to see if that ends up happening. But we'll give Miles Bridges a few more minutes, and that's what we'll roll with. So let's simulate this season. Let's see how this team does. And hopefully this team has gone from not being the worst team anymore to finally being in the playoff mix. At the end of technically a full season of number 1, technically this season number 2, because we just did an off season from the preview. You get the point. But Luka Doncic wins MVP. Alex Starr, Rookie of the Year on the Washington Wizards. Paul Reed is your 6th man. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player. Deontay George, Most Improved. And Trae Young, Clutch Player. And Coach of the Year goes to Willie Green. And Harrison is your Executive of the Year. The NBA first team: Luka, Jokic, Giannis, LaMelo, Trae Young, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Halliburton, LeBron James. And then here's your NBA third team. So no Detroit, representatives here, at least for now. All defensive first team, and we got Asar Thompson making all offensive second team in his 2nd season, which is fantastic. Love to see that. And then obviously our rookie got sent to the G League, which is why he's not on our rookie team. But if you take a look at what we did this year, I want you to guess what we did because, well, you don't have to guess because there's really not enough time to guess. But here is what happened. We're the 2nd seed in the East. Now, are the Pistons going to go from one of the worst teams to the 2nd seed, take like a Phoenix Suns type jump? I mean, it's possible, I guess. I mean, Monty Williams did it before, so like I guess it's possible, but man, was not expecting this type of season. 54-28 right out of the gate, which is just, I mean, yeah, you got to be excited about it. We were 30-12 at home, 30-12 at home, 24-16 on the road. We were very good. That's all it boils down to. Let's take a look at these player stats, see kind of what was spread out to be. So you had 26 from Cade, 17 from Miles Bridges, 13 from Ivy, 13 from Duren, 11 from Simone, 11 from Drummond, and then 10 from Marcus Sasser, 9 from Asar, and then 9 from Isaiah Stewart. So all around, I'm pretty ecstatic about how this went. 2nd seed in the East, we have no playoff experience, of course. We get to play Charlotte, which is pretty interesting that they're here as well. Of course, you have Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball. I hope LaMelo can stay healthy next year because this Charlotte team, with hopefully a good head coach, is going to be in a very, very good spot coming soon. But I'm going to run an rotation for these playoffs. That gives Quentin Grimes out of the rotation, which, I don't know. I feel like I like Quentin Grimes playing minutes, but whatever. This will make Kurt round against Charlotte. Let's see if we do get out of round 1 here. We go down 2-0, but we do win 3 straight, and we are going to beat them at 6. So just like that, no playoff experience for this young core, but you know what? It does not matter. We are in the 2nd round, and now we get the Milwaukee Bucks, who just won a championship last year as they beat the Atlanta Hawks. So Milwaukee, of course. Buddy Hield, great fit, by the way, next to Giannis. That'd be a fantastic fit. Damian Lillard, Buddy Hield, Chris Middleton, Giannis, Bobby Portis, Hernan Gomez, Edmund Sumner, Andre Jackson, Ty Washington, AJ Green. Similarly, current round against Milwaukee, we beat them in 5. We're in the East Conference Finals right away, and we're the favorites. Or we have home court advantage in the East Conference Finals. Again, I don't know if this jump is happening for Detroit, but regardless, this is a result we're getting in 2K. So I guess here goes nothing against New York. Somebody come around against them. We sweep them, and we're in the NBA Finals. It's that simple. Cade wins Finals MVP, Conference Finals MVP, 40 points per game, 8 assists. Now, do we beat the Thunder, though? That is always going to be a tough task. OG Anunoby went to Oklahoma City. We'll see what happens, though. Game 1, 1-0. I'm assuming we don't beat the Thunder, but I guess you never truly know. 2-1, 2-2. So we got ourselves a nice little close series here with Oklahoma City. Let's see if we can win Game 5, though. If we can win Game 5, that would be huge. But right now, it's looking like they may have it on us. We're kind of keeping it close. We take it at the end. We do not. We lose Game 5. We have to go back to Detroit. Again, we've been very, very good at home. But let's see if we can force a Game 7 back to Oklahoma City and get an early championship in this video. That'd be pretty awesome. So it's not looking like that's going to happen, though. The Thunder do have our number. So we do lose in 6. But the fact we got to the finals is insane. So Oklahoma City goes on to win the championship. They won Finals MVP. I have a feeling we're going to be beefing with Oklahoma City for a while here. LeBron James retires from Chicago. Maybe they drafted Bronny. I don't know. Conley, Minnesota. Chris Paul in Golden State. Let's go to the lottery, though. Let's see. Our pick is going to go to the Knicks now, I believe. So we... Rockets get Brooklyn and Washington's pick at 4 and 5, which is wild. Let's see. Do we end up getting a pick in this draft from somebody? I don't think so, but I'll double check. Staff signing. We got Monty Williams still. We're going to leave that the way it is. So all we need to get is an assistant head coach. Imagine we could get like, I don't know, somebody like really damn good to be our assistant, like Frank Vogel. I know you've been fired a couple times now. Is it time to come back to be like an assistant somewhere? Frank Vogel, that's huge. We can get Frank Vogel to be our assistant. He got fired from Phoenix, but or whatever. His contract ran out. Maybe he didn't generate any interest. Now he's our assistant head coach. That's a really nice get for us. Let's go to draft night and let's see if we have a pick. I don't believe we do, but let me double check. So yeah, we have a 5th in the second round and the 28th pick in the second round. So I want to make any trades here. I mean, this team was just very, very good already. We almost won a championship right out of the gate, which was awesome. I don't think I want to make any trades, so let's just jump in and see what the our assistant GM gets us. So Jaden Williams and Zach Clark. I'll sign both of them, but we're definitely gonna have roster space. I'll accept Terrence Shannon's option, and then qualifying offers Cade, Quentin Grimes, both free agents, which I think I definitely want both of them back. I think we're okay with letting Simone go just because we have Cody Williams ready to get some minutes next year, but let's offer Cade his contract. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll do this. Ooh, Grimes is asking for 17 million. Kind of disgusting, not gonna lie. Do I let Quentin Grimes go? Shot 43% from 3. Because I mean, I might just run an AM rotation next year. We're gonna bring back Cade. We'll have Ivy, and then we'll have Cody Williams who's gonna play, Isaiah Stewart, and then Drummond. I think we bring him back still. I definitely think we still bring him back. So we'll bring back Quentin Grimes still. A little bit more money than I'd want to give him, but it's all good. I guess guys like that probably are going to get money anyway. Grimes is a nice 3-and-D shooting guard, so I definitely could see teams offering him a lot of money, but we're not bringing back Simone this year. We're going to let him go, and then we could sign another player if we wanted to, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good with this team. So not a whole lot done this offseason, but that's just because we've already built a really good foundation, and we almost won a championship already. So let's go see what progression's looking like, and let's see what this is going to look like. So Cody Williams out of the G League is up to an 81, which is nice. Drummond is down, so you might have to look for a new center at the deadline, which we could potentially do. So yeah, I might meet you guys at the deadline to trade for a new backup center, but Dern's up to an 85, Ivy 84, Asar 83, and Sasser 81. So yeah, I definitely think we will be aggressive at the deadline. Drummond, as much as I like him, he is regressing, and he's on a 1-year deal. So if we could use his money to get a different backup center, although he's one of the best rebounders in the league, of course, rebounding, very important stat in 2K, which is why I think he's probably a huge part of us even making it to the finals, which is weird to say. But that's just how 2K crumbles, But I still think I'll look for a trade if possible. But let's go to the rotation. Let's see what it's going to look like for year number 2. 4-star pace and space. Again, we brought in Frank Vogel to be our assistant. So here's your rotation. Cade, Ivy, Asar, Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren, Cody Williams, Marcus Sasser, Drummond, and Quentin Grimes. Isaiah Stewart at the moment is not getting any minutes, which definitely feels unfortunate. I guess we run a 10-man rotation. That way he gets minutes. He's making like 14 or whatever million it is. So definitely think not giving him minutes would be a mistake. But yeah, at the deadline, I definitely think we'll look into making some trades here to, further solidify ourselves as championship contenders. So we are at the trade deadline, as we are currently the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm looking to make a move here. Either looking at upgrading the shooting guard spot, which would have to be a massive upgrade, by the way. I'm not just going to trade Ivy for nothing. Or a backup center. And I have a couple options here as far as a backup center is concerned, or at least an upgrade from that. So first option I kind of noticed was Washington has both Alex Sarr and John Collins. We could bring in John Collins. I don't know how much money he's making, 13.55 million, but he'd be perfect. 82 overall center off the bench, would not be too shabby. We could move for him right now. So kind of like the idea of that. Also gives us, some floor spacing off the bench a little bit with Collins as well, so his ability. And the other guy I was kind of looking at was Wendell Carter on the Magic. They actually got Miles Turner on a $2 million contract, which is crazy. But yeah, Wendell Carter also could be a nice backup center as well. So you really can't go wrong with either. Both of them, well, Wendell Carter would have to be re-signed, and then John Collins is locked up. So I think we'll go and move for John Collins. So let's go see what we can get for John, or if we can make this happen. So John Collins for, let's say, Andre Drummond's money. I would even be willing to move Isaiah Stewart in this trade, potentially, if I need to. So Isaiah Stewart, and let's say Andre Drummond in this trade, and then you can give me, like, I don't know, like, maybe we take on Johnny Davis for you, because Johnny Davis hasn't been very good at all. So let's say we can get John Collins off of Washington, and we get a backup center. We get Johnny Davis, who's not going to play for us, but, he's just in here as salary filler. I don't want to trade it first if I don't have to. Let's just see what they say to a swap. So they want Jaden Ivey. Yeah, you're insane. I'm not doing that. Jaden Ivey for Jalen Noel is not, it doesn't even make any sense. I'll offer a couple seconds. See what they say to that. They are going to say no still. Can I throw you Alex? I can. I can throw them another cheap player because they have the money for it. Do you want Flynn? No, that's too much. Okay. Let's say we gave you, does Jaden Williams meet any expectations? No. And then I'll offer another second. 3 seconds for Stewart and Drummond. They say no still. Okay, let's say we just do Collins for, let's say Isaiah Stewart for John Collins straight up. 2 seconds involved. They say no. I will throw Jaden Williams in here, and they still don't agree. So maybe we move on from John Collins. We go to the Wizards, or not the Wizards, the Magic instead, and maybe we go for Wendell Carter instead. It's that simple. If they don't want to do business with us, we'll just go talk to another team. So maybe we can't do Isaiah Stewart in this trade. Instead, we throw in Andre Drummond, who, you know, originally was going to be part of these trades anyway, and I'll offer a second. And can you take a young player on as well? No, they can't. So maybe we're not gonna be able to cook up a trade for a center here. They're gonna say no. Offer 3 seconds. They still say no. Okay. Can I throw you? Let's say again, we throw Isaiah Stewart in here for some more trade value, and then you give me like Steven Adams, or they can't. That's too much money. All right, yeah, too much money for them. Give me not Anthony Black. Let's say Jet Howard. Probably gonna be yes. We're gonna the point where it's too much money again. Blake Monk, Nas Reed. Man, they got so much freaking depth here. Cole Anthony. Maybe give me Cole Anthony. No. Okay. They're still saying no. I cannot make a center trade happen for whatever reason. I have a feeling if I did this, let's just throw Isaiah Stewart in the trade finder real quickly. Let's see if a center pops up here for Isaiah Stewart. Paul Reed. Okay, I don't hate that. We get Bronny James as well, but you know, LeBron's long gone. Zach Collins, Olenek Jones-Valanciunas. Kind of hoping one of those guys we were looking at would pop up. We can get Mitchell Robinson, though. I mean, if we can't get one of those other centers, Mitchell Robinson doesn't... I like the idea of Mitchell Robinson. We're going to bring in Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Stewart, Jane Daniels. Let's see if we can give them Drummond as well in the same trade. Let's say we remove Jane Daniels. Burks is making a little... Or not... let's say you give me, like, Oscar as well. And then we're going to need... let's say this. No, we're 1.55 million. Trying to make Drummond part of this trade. If I can't, then we'll just go back to the original trade. Alec Burks, Andre Drummond's making way too much money for them. Do you have anybody else who's making? They have Bryson Tucker, and then you can get, and I'll give you this guy. No, we still can't match. 153K off. Let's say, do we have anybody? Okay, what about 31K off? We're really penny pinching that bad. Okay, and then this guy. All right, so we could do that. So Stuart Drummond, Zach Clark for Robinson, Burks, and Bryson Tucker. What do you say straight up to that? They say no, but they're close to saying yes, because usually when you see that prompt, man, this is getting complicated, but we're going to make this trade happen. 2 seconds. They say no still. 3 seconds. All right, we're going back to the original trade. Drummond, we'll move you in a different trade. So we'll move Isaiah Stewart for Robinson, and we'll move Drummond in a different trade just because I don't want to have to re-sign Drummond. He's 32 at this point. So let's go back to the original trade. Trying to make Drummond part of that trade, but it's fine. So we'll do that, and then we can send Mr. Drummond on his way as well, since Robinson is going to be the new center in town. Or we could leave Drummond here as a third-string center, which we might do, because he might not even play now that we have this many, or now that we have this much depth. So let's see. Having him as insurance, you know what, doesn't hurt. I'll do that. Drummond out of the rotation. He probably would be pissed at that, but whatever. So that is our brand new backup center. It took a little bit, but we got it done, and that's what matters. So we're going to go ahead some of the rest of the season. Now that we're at 4.5 proficiency, let's see if that solidifies our chances of going to win this championship. I don't know if it does. Does anybody want to sign an extension yet? No. Ivy will have to be signed in the offseason. Let's get to work, though. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. This year, Shea wins an MVP, Cooper Flag Rookie of the Year on the Jazz, Şengün 6-man on the Kings. That's very bizarre. I don't know if Houston would let him go like that, but whatever. Win-me offensive player, Josh Giddey, most improved in Dallas. Okay, so the Thunder don't have Josh Giddey anymore. That could be huge for us. Mark, they still win, 60 games, so they're still very good. Don't get me wrong. Let's take a look at our stats. Let me make sure we don't have anybody on all NBA teams, by the way. I'm just scrolling through this like all nonchalant. Nothing, though, that I'm seeing. And then I'm assuming we get Asar again, maybe? Yeah, so Asar makes it, and so does Ahmed Thompson, which is nice. All-rookie first team, and all-rookie second team does. No, he does not. Unfortunately, our rookie, which we sent to the G League last year, Cody Williams, is not on our all-rookie team. But we are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. I don't think we won 60 games this year. What did we win? I guess I could have saw it there, but whatever. We won 55, so not quite as good as the Thunder as far as regular season stats are concerned. But here are your stats. You had 27 from Cade, 17 from Jaden Ivey. You had 15 from Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren, 14 and 11, 13 from Sasser, 12 from Cody Williams, and 10 from Asar Thompson. So we're going to run out of rotation in these playoffs. Let's see. So that gives everybody that we want getting minutes, which is nice. So do we go back to the finals is the question. We get Charlotte in round 1 once again. They have Brandon Miller coming off the bench now, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Somebody come around against Charlotte, and we are going to beat them in 6, hopefully. Yes, okay, so that was a little bit of a sweat, but we beat them. And now we get Philadelphia, who of course have Joel Embiid still. So Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Maxey, They're a very good team in their own right. So somebody come around against them, and they're no contest. We still beat them. And Thunder got eliminated. So maybe this could be our chance. We get the Pacers in the conference finals. We have Lonzo Ball, Halliburton, 96, Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Siakam. Do we beat the Pacers? And we're up 3-1, and we are going to beat them in 5. We're back in the finals, and we don't have to deal with the Thunder. So let's see if this is our time. We get the Nuggets in the finals. They have Jacob Gilyard, Wagner, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Capella, Peyton Watson, Christian Brown, Julian Strawther, Hamdi Diallo. Okay. I'm sorry, but if we lose to this team, I'm going to be pretty upset because their depth sucks. Like, they're starting Gilyard as their starting point guard. Don't get me wrong. They have Jokic still. That's great, but there's no way this team could beat us, right? There's just no way. That's not going to happen. Like, look at the team we've assembled, and look what Denver looks like right now. Please tell me I'm right. Game 1. Okay. Game 2. We even it up. All right. Game 3. All right. Dude, I didn't know I'd have to pull all the stops here against this Denver team. I know it's Jokic. Don't get me wrong. But, man, if we go down 3-1. Okay. Let's see if we can simcast Game 5 and win this one. Okay. Hopefully we can just smoke them here, and we can have a 3-2 lead, and we can beautifully walk off into the sunset with a championship. So, let's see. And we are going to beat them. 111-151. 49 points from Cade Cunningham in that one. Let's go to Game 6. This one's in Denver. Hopefully we don't have to sweat a Game 7, but I guess we could celebrate in front of our home fans if we have to. But right now it's looking pretty good for us. Well, we have a nice little lead going into the 4th. So yeah, I definitely think that we won this one. Oh, wait a minute. You know, they're kind of making it close at the end here. Not going to lie. It's not out of the ballpark just yet. We have a 2-point game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I think we come in here, and no, I will not play this one out. I know what will happen if I play it. So we are going to watch this one. Let's watch this one to end the video, or hopefully anyway. Let's see. In Denver, controller down. Let's just see what this team does. We built it. Let's see how they do. I'm the GM on the sideline, or I guess I'd be in the skybox or whatever, you know, wherever they're at. You know, some guys sit on the sideline, and if I'm like Mark Cuban maybe. But GJ Wagner, was that a 3? It was a 2. They tie the game though. All right, so let's see what we can do to respond. Tie ball game, 116-116. Jaden Ivey bringing up the ball. We have Mitch Robinson and Miles Bridges on the court. We have Sasser, Asar. Let's see what Ivey decides to cook. I do not like where this is going so far. Mitch Robinson screen. He's going to give it to Mitch Robinson down low. Mitch Robinson is going to try to shoot over Jokic. Does not go in. Jokic in transition. He's going to give it to Wagner. Sasser stops him. And then, let's see. Can we get a stop? Please watch. Okay. Mitch Robinson's in good position. Capella and Jokic are on the floor together, which is very interesting. Jokic has the ball. Let's see if Mitch Robinson can get a stop. Porter going to take it to the rack. He's going to pass it out to Capella, down to Brown, down to Wagner. Heavily contested, and we are going to secure the rebound here. All right. Minute 25 on the clock. Asar, I think you could take this to the rack, baby. And Jokic blocks it, but they do call a foul. That's a huge blessing. Now, Asar, let's see if he can make these free throws. And he is going to miss the first one. That's beautiful. So we're bringing in Jalen Duren, which is nice. Hopefully, is Cade fouled out or something? I don't know. He must be fouled out. Asar, can you make the second free throw for us? Let's see. And they are going to make the second one. All right. I got to see if Cade's fouled out, by the way. Let's see if he's fouled out, because I don't understand. I guess I can't. A box score. I guess where I can see personal fouls here. The fouls. Let's see. Cade, if you're not fouled out, he is fouled out, of course. Why would he not be fouled out? All right. We have a 1-point lead here. We got Julian Strawther, I believe, has the ball. Giving it to Jokic. Jalen Duren's going to guard him down low. And he's going to miss. Nice dice defense, Jalen Duren. Let's go. Let's keep going. 117-116. A minute 8 left on the clock. Marcus Sasser is going to give it to Miles Bridges. Bridges, I think you could have hit that over Gordon, but you keep passing out. Whatever. Screen from Jalen Duren. Ivy, he's got an open 3 if he wants it. He is going to miss it, though. That would have been huge. Come on, man. Damn. Miles Bridges, I'm mad at you for passing out twice, bro. I feel like you could have shot over Aaron Gordon there. But he's going to give it to Jokic down low. Jokic this time is not going to miss. We're down 1. All right. Let's see if we can respond. Down 1. 43 seconds left on the shot clock. Or on the clock, not the shot clock. And then he's going to cook Brown, maybe? He's going to go over Christian Brown. He's going to miss it. I'm going to make sure we don't. I don't know if I can mess. Actually, I guess I have to choose Detroit real quick because I don't want to see them personally foul. I think that's stupid. So, coach settings. Foul. I always forget where this is at. But late game fouling. Manual. All right. I'm once again going to watch, though. All right, let's see. Can we get a stop here? 117-118. Jokic is going to give it to Michael Porter in the corner. Aaron Gordon to Strother. Aaron Gordon has the ball, giving it back to Porter, and we got Ivy guarding Jokic. Yeah, this is a... Oh, nice. Okay, we got the stop. Wow, that was not looking good. That was not looking good. I'll say that. 117 to 118 though. Let's sit back and watch, man. I think we got to get on our feet here, man. Let's see if we can hit this. Come on, Ivy. Let's see what we got. 15 seconds left on the clock. Get a screen. Get a screen. I guess you can cook Christian Brown yourself, bro. We are down 1. What are we doing? Make a move, please. Do something, Ivy. I don't know what's going on. 2 seconds left. That was the worst shot I've ever seen. What on earth? Why was that We're going to a game 7. Let's just get to game 7 already. This one is at home. Let's see if we can come out here. Cade, please don't foul it this time. We needed you in crunch time there because that was a disaster. All right, so they start off with a lead. Please don't lose this game, bro. I feel like this is our best chance. Oklahoma City is not in our way. It's looking good so far, but obviously it looked good last time and they got, really close late. But it looks like, unless we just absolutely suck, we did win the championship here. 100 to 118. We got it. Now, that game 6 was a disaster. The crunch time offense was terrible. I don't know what that shot was, Mr. Ivy. Like, that would have been beautiful. If you hit a game winner to get us the championship, you know how much of a hero you could have looked like? Instead, you tried a stupid hook shot. It was just, bro, it was a disaster, man. I don't know what on earth you were doing. We needed Cade so badly in that game. Almost got a 3 off there, but whatever. And I get the ball stolen. All right, so let's see what Denver's going to do in this possession. They give it Peyton Watson. You're not... Ooh, I almost got a block there. They get the offensive rebound. Capella to Jokic to Porter to Mitchell. I don't know what Mitchell that is. Let's see. What are they going to do there? They're going to sink a 3. It does not matter. We have won the championship. See if I can hit a 3 here to end this one. I don't know if I'll be able to. Step back 3 from the logo. Oh, almost went in. Whatever. And the logo on the side, by the way. Not the actual logo. But we won a championship in this video. And that's what matters. That's what matters, man. Man, that game 6 was a disaster. How beautiful would it have been if Ivy hit a game winner in that one? That would have been such a great ending. But you know what? We still won a championship. That's what matters. And then hopefully Jokic joins our celebration. We got Jokic to end this one. Nope, Jokic. No glitch this time. No glitch this time. But just like that, we bring the Pistons from terrible to champions. Of course, being young in 2K simulation helps. 2K loves their young rosters. But I hope you guys enjoyed this first one. More to come. We have 30 teams to do. Obviously, we'll do them as they get eliminated as well. But we're starting with the teams that are not even going to be sniffing the play into the playoffs. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this first one. Make sure to drop a like if you did. I'll see y'all on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.